All right, what's going on, everybody? Narcolepsy Boy 94 here. I want to say happy Thanksgiving, everybody tuning in who's going to be watching. Hope y'all had a blessed day. Hope y'all ate good. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving today.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be on some Survivor Series War Games predictions, which is in a couple days. So I'm excited for this pay-per-view. There's only 5 matches on the card, but I feel like that's all right for War Games because the War Games match is probably going to be stretched out with the lengthy time. I'll let my guest right here introduce himself. If you want to plug in yourself to everybody where they can follow you and stuff, where they can check out your content.
Yes, sir. YNRD_248. Find me on TikTok. I'm going by the fake Jay Uso now. So check those videos out. Have a lot of fun with those. And had a good Thanksgiving. I had mac and cheese, which is the most important thing. So I'm happy. I'm satisfied.
That's the must. That's the must.
That's
the most important dish. That's the
yeah,
most
man. We almost didn't have it.
How long you been doing the content stuff? Like
okay, so I started in 2021. Technically December 2020, but I took it seriously summer 2021. Took a break in the fall, like for a year, came back. And yeah, so about a year. But I've been doing this whole social media thing since like 2015. I was on Instagram for most of the time. So it's been a long time, but yeah.
All right, well, guys, you guys can drop your predictions along as we go on with the matches for War Games if you guys want. We'll start with the men's War Games match. You got the Bloodline versus Brawling Brutes, Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre. I'll let you go first. I gave my thoughts on earlier in TikTok. I'll let you touch on what you think is going to go down on this.
I'm gonna let you know all these predictions are off the top. I haven't really thought about these, so like when you ask me, you're getting the shoot response. But I think the Bloodline's gonna I think the Bloodline's gonna lose this one.
Oh, you think they're losing, huh?
Yeah, I think either Jay or Sammy's taking the pin. I think this is when we're gonna see some real cracks. Especially between Sammy and Jay, I think things are gonna escalate a little bit more. I definitely going to see something between Sammy and KO. Build that up. But I definitely think this is a time to really start getting some cracks in the bloodline, like some major cracks, because this is be a big loss. You can start that storyline because they can't be around forever. They gotta disband at some point. So I think this allows Roman to kind of, question Jay or Sammy, kind of put more pressure on them. And then I think that leads The Rock to coming back and kind of being like, Roman, you kind of tripping, bro. You gotta, this is family. And Roman kind of thinking that he's bigger than the whole family. So I can definitely see the Brawling Brutes and Kevin Owens and McIntyre getting the W on this one.
I got the opposite. I'm going with the Bloodline. I think this will be the match where Jey Uso will accept Sammy into the Bloodline. I don't see them breaking up. I can't see them breaking up anytime soon. It's too good right now. It's too popular with the fans. I think they're going to ride it out probably till maybe after WrestleMania when I can see them maybe start splitting up. But I think Sami Zayn will be one of the sole reasons the Bloodline wins this match, and Jey Uso will then start to appreciate Sami Zayn's existence more in the Bloodline. I definitely still think sometime we'll see Roman versus Sheamus for the title. It kind of seems like they're going to plant that as well. But I think this will kind of be maybe the start of Sami Zayn's. I think it'll be the start of like his allegiance to the Bloodline, like him trying to prove himself, like he should be accepted to the Bloodline by everybody because he's showing his loyalty to the group by sacrificing himself in the match and helping them win. And then Jey Uso will finally come around to accepting them, as like, all right, maybe you ain't related by blood, but you down with the Bloodline for real. To go out there and do what you got to do to represent the Bloodline. So that's what I think this match will be for. I think the Bloodline wins. And I'm not saying that Roman will get the pin or anything. I can maybe Sammy gets the pin. Maybe Sammy pins somebody for the W. Maybe he pins Kevin Owens. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he makes him more interesting. So definitely eventually they'll split up. Sami Zayn's not going to be in the Bloodline forever. As of right now, I think it's just too popular with most of the fans. With the whole Uzi trend and everything. I think people are really into it right now. For it to split up right now, I think it'd be a little bit early for me. So I'm going to say the Bloodline wins here. But I think, honestly, this should probably be the opening match, I think, of the show.
Really?
I think the women's War Games, if they don't, I mean, I'm assuming they're going to announce who the fifth member will be tomorrow, but I would just keep it a surprise and just have it be announced on Survivor Series, and you just kind of go with it there. I think the women's War Games match could be a potential main event, but more than likely the Bloodline will be in the main event because Roman's in the match, so I can see that being in the main event right there. But you could go for a big shock factor if you wanted to have the Bloodline lose because Roman doesn't have to get pinned.
You think Sammy's starting the whole thing for the Bloodline?
He'll be the first one in for the Bloodline. Yeah, possibly that could also be another way for him to step up and say, I got it. I'll step up and be the first one in to kind of show his independent loyalty. I think Roman definitely be the last person.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jay's gonna step up, and then Sammy's gonna like get in front of him and say, "I got it," and Jay's gonna be mad about that. Just to further.
Who do you think the first people will be in for both sides?
Oh, you could really do Sammy and KO just off rip. Just 5 minutes is good enough for them. They could really deliver. If not, probably Butch, but I'm gonna go Kevin Owens and Sammy.
Happy Thanksgiving. Just want to hear, do you think we get a lot of Owens and Zayn spots?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna tease it a little bit. They definitely got to tease it. I mean, that's for sure. Like,
they're gonna have some sequences. I can tell you that.
Tommy, what's going on, Tommy? Shout out to you. How can they not tease that being a factor? You know what I'm saying? That's like a huge factor. So I don't know if they'll have many interactions though, man. Like I don't know. I kind of
they could limit it. They could maybe sprinkle it in here and there. Probably like the first part of the match, maybe some in the second part, and then like definitely the finish. I feel like we'll have something to do with Sammy and KO.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if Sammy like pins KO at the end or something like that.
I wouldn't either. That would actually be.
Maybe he doesn't hit a move on Kevin Owens, but it's like somebody hit Kevin Owens with something, and then like some distraction happened, and like Sami Zayn like saw the opportunity to like get the victory.
Pin Kevin, I feel like he probably would kind of be hesitant towards it too because that is his friend. But then he's like, nah, it's for the Bloodline. I gotta make that pin.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think
this match is getting 5 stars. I mean, it has to. Like,
you think so?
Yeah. Because Triple H in charge, Dave Meltzer is going to be really nice. So I think.
Do you think The Rock is going to return at the last minute of this match? What do you think?
Nah. I think they're saving that for the Rumble. I think that's the best time for Rock. I think there'll be more eyes on the Rumble anyway. So I think that.
Okay, first off, well, we got to touch on this. Do you think Rock and Roman is happening at all?
Yes.
You think it's happening 100%?
It's WrestleMania Hollywood. Rock has mentioned it in interviews. He kind of has to. His daughter's in NXT, bro. Like it's like the perfect times. His daughter's rookie year, WrestleMania Hollywood. He's already been dropping hints in interviews.
Yeah.
So if it's not Rock, it's got to be Sammy. If it's not Rock, it's got to be Rock, Roman and Sammy at Mania. But I think
is Roman and Sammy though a WrestleMania main event though?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, Sammy's over. Yeah, I think. But between now and Mania, Sami Zayn could get that Daniel Bryan push for sure. Then like he has that organic support, and WrestleMania is already a smarky crowd anyway. So
would you give it to Sammy over Cody Rhodes?
That's a good question. Honestly, Sammy's so hot. He would be real. I feel like by Mania he could be very high, and I'm very biased because I love Sami Zayn.
No, yeah, we all love Sami Zayn.
You could even do a 2-night thing. Roman defends against Cody one night and Sammy the other night. So
people have been saying they think that Roman's going to defend the belts on both nights. I just don't see it though. Like they haven't done anything where he's defended one title over the other, and like the way I'm looking at it, it wouldn't make sense for Roman's character if you ask me. Like,
no, it would. He would have to be forced. I think Triple H could force him to do it 2 nights. I think that's the only way you get around to that because I know Roman wouldn't want to work 2 nights.
Right.
But
maybe I don't know. Sammy versus Roman at Mania would be interesting. I don't know if that would be a big WrestleMania main event though for WrestleMania, especially with it being in LA. Like what the options that they're given or the options that fans are speculating that could happen. Like I feel like Roman and Seth would be bigger.
Oh, that'd be very good.
Roman and Bray Wyatt would be huge. Roman and Cody. I mean, I think it has to be Roman and The Rock, though. I just
No,
feel
yeah,
like
for sure.
it's not going to happen next year. It's just not going to happen. I
That's
feel like.
the number one match that's got to be the main event. It's got to be Roman and Rock.
I don't think Rock shows up at Survivor Series, though. I would excuse me, he didn't even show up last year when it was like his 25th anniversary or something like that. Like everybody thought he'd come out and everything, and didn't even show up last year. So
no,
I mean, maybe he makes an appearance. I mean, he doesn't really have to do it. He could just come out and just do like a stare down with Roman.
yeah.
I mean,
Or he could do they could do something via satellite. I don't know, but
yeah, he could do like a promo via satellite. You know, he could shoot a promo on a movie set or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool.
So we can do something like that. But I got a gut feeling that I think it will be Roman versus Rock, but I don't think we'll start getting the seeds planted until 2023.
Yeah.
They're planning it until like around the Rumble time.
Yeah,
that's my gut. Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I think we all got Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, it's Ronda. I mean, I was very surprised when they chose Shotzi. I thought it was gonna be Raquel. Honestly,
really.
Yeah, I thought Raquel was gonna face Ronda. It's a big 4 pay-per-view, but I mean, I'm happy Shotzi's getting a shot. I mean, she'll probably do something stupid.
I didn't know if it was gonna be Raquel or not because I didn't know if they would have or if they would want Raquel to lose to Ronda right now.
Yeah.
There's not many big stars like on the level of Ronda's star power on SmackDown right now. Charlotte's not there right now. Sasha Banks is gone too. So they don't really have a lot of big superstar level caliber stars on SmackDown right now. They definitely had to start building up a lot of people on that roster. Like Raquel was somebody I could see being a top star in that division. Shayna Baszler as well. Whenever she separates from Ronda, they're starting to kind of still trying to build her back up again. So I definitely got Ronda winning though. I don't know exactly. Maybe a big Charlotte return after or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like afterwards, like
probably she's been gone for a while. I don't know. I'm not really big on Ronda. Like I felt her more in 2018, 2019. This second run, I forget she's there. I'm not even going to cap. Like I forget she's even champion. I don't think she hasn't really done anything since Charlotte left that's made me go, ooh. Besides like maybe toss Adam Pearce around and win the title back, but like I'm not really big on Ronda Rousey this run.
Her second run is definitely very lackluster. I feel like I'm a big Ronda fan. I really enjoyed her run in 2018, 2019 after she left at WrestleMania 35.
Yeah,
I just feel like she's lacking in storylines. Like there's no competitive storylines there for her for people to compete against that you can believe are legit threats to beating her. Like Shotzi is not a legit threat, and unfortunately for her, and it's not her fault, but she's not on that caliber level. And I hope Ronda and Shotzi have a fantastic match at Survivor Series, but she's not a legit threat where people look at and point at her and say, "Oh, I can see her beating Ronda." Yeah. Like I don't think many people believe that Shotzi can beat Ronda right now. You know what I mean?
I'm just waiting on
even Liv. People didn't believe.
They
couldn't believe in Liv enough. You know what I mean? Like some people couldn't believe in her character enough. So I'm not really sure. I think it's more of there's not many people for there. I think more for her, to me, it's just lackluster of storylines. There's not many options for her to be going up against where she has a legitimate opponent that can tell a good story with her that could be a legit threat at beating her and taking the championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just waiting on Shayna to turn on her. That's really all I'm waiting on.
Shayna Baszler, I think, should be the one to beat her for the title, and I think she should do it by the submission hold.
Yes.
She should choke out Ronda, and then that instantly boosts up Shayna Baszler's credibility back up to the women's division as Queen of Spades and like NXT vibes.
Yeah, man, I've been waiting on that ever since she came on the main roster. I've been waiting to see that Shayna Baszler. They done her so dirty.
Man, she could have been world champion. Like
she could have been world champion when she came on the roster. Then Becky didn't drop it, and then she was pregnant, and she was like, then she gave it to Asuka. I was like, bruh.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't have Shayna. They literally had her come in the Rumble, and she was like killing the Rumble.
Bro, she killed the Rumble.
And then she chamber, like she eliminated everybody.
Yes. And then she bit Becky's neck.
Yeah, she made Becky bleed, and it was like they did all types of different stuff. And then I don't know. I didn't understand that either. Why they had Shayna. I don't know. I understand why they built her up to be like that dominant just to have her lose
to Becky. And then Becky wasn't even staying.
Yeah, and I don't know if they knew Becky was pregnant at that time, but it's like it's just
and then they still didn't give it to Shayna after that. They gave it to Asuka.
Yeah, they they had it in the Money in the Bank and everything.
Yeah.
Like it was money, which I didn't think was a bad concept, but it was
No, I would have honestly had Shayna win, and then you could easily just have her choke out Becky and take the title because like Becky was pregnant, and that's a safe way to go. All Shayna got to do is put her arm around her, and then that's it. And then you take Becky off, and then she could have been champion. But
yeah,
they just dropped the ball.
I never understood the whole like I don't know. It was weird to me how they booked that and how they did Shayna Baszler. They definitely did her dirty because they flushed her.
So dirty, bro.
A lot of her career down the toilet, like for the.
And then they put her with Nia Jax.
Well, she was a tag champion for a while, but the tag titles are irrelevant.
Didn't mean anything, bro.
They never pushed them to be important to the brand, you know. So
yeah.
I never understood that either. But I'm expecting this match probably not to be too long.
No. It was like 5 minutes.
I think Shotzi will get her good stuff in, but I think we all know 100% that Ronda Rousey's going to win for sure. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte shows up after the match. You know what I mean? Like
I wouldn't be either. I think it's about time Charlotte came back. The SmackDown Women's Division needs somebody because I'm looking at that roster and it ain't it.
Yeah. This triple threat match right here: Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley. I'm a little upset that they didn't include Mustafa Ali into this.
The man's been getting his butt beat by Bobby for like 4 weeks.
But he's a part of the storyline, so like I don't know why he's.
Yeah, and he gets no like validation for like he gets like I thought he would like force himself in or something, but
I don't understand why he's not in this match. It's not a fatal 4-way.
Should be. I think this will be a banger of a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, I mean the triple threat will still be fire itself.
Yeah.
Even though he's been getting beat up by Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory and everything, like he's still part of the story where he's trying to be like this underdog with heart type thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And he still wants a shot at the U.S. title that he's never got. They tease him. On the open challenge, he was like the one that's going to come out, and then Bobby Lashley took him out and everything. So it was like, I don't know. I just don't understand why he's not a part of this match. But we got Rollins, Theory, and Lashley. This one is interesting to me. I do have Seth Rollins winning, but I don't know who takes the pin here because they're reviving Austin Theory's character and they're trying to make him more serious and more legit as a threat. But they're making Bobby Lashley so dominant right now too. So it's like I don't know what happens here. I don't see Seth dropping the title. He just got it, so I think they're going to give him a little bit of a run as champion at least. I don't know. Maybe Ali. I definitely think Ali. He's going to be involved somehow. I think he'll cost one of these guys the match. He'll cost Lashley or Theory the match, something like that, and Rollins will capitalize. Or maybe Brock comes out and takes out Lashley again or something like that. But I got Rollins retaining. Maybe they didn't include Mustafa Ali for a reason because they want to have him for some type of interference or interaction, something like that. That's my guess, but I got Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seth too. I mean, Austin's got to take the pin. I can't see Lashley taking the pin. There's another reason why Ali probably should have been in this match, just so he could take the fall. But I don't see Rollins dropping the title anytime soon. I think Bobby's above the U.S. title right now. I think if you're going to put something on him, it's got to be the world title. Theory, he'll be fine if he eats the pin. They'll still revive him. Probably have him do another feud with Ali. Or there's other people on the roster too. I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun match, but Seth with the U.S. title, they can really write that out. Honestly, he doesn't have to drop the belt till Mania if you don't have him face Roman at Mania. So he could just keep that belt and keep the belt prestigious, sort of like what Cena was doing. So I think he's going to win this one.
What do you so you think Bobby Lashley is above the mid-card title right now?
Yeah. I think if you're building him for Brock at Mania again, he definitely has to be above the mid-card title because Brock's not coming back to win the U.S. championship. So, and he's already had his time with the U.S. title, I think, twice already in this second run in WWE. So I don't think he needs to have that title anymore. I think I still want Roman versus Bobby. Like, for real. I still want that match.
I do too. That's the match I want to see at the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
At the Royal Rumble. I want to see Roman and Bobby happen.
And honestly, you could have Brock interfere just like Roman interfere in Brock and Bobby's match. Kind of like a full circle thing. And like you could have Bobby be like, I beat Brock by myself. I didn't need you. Now I'm gonna prove that I'm better than you, and I'm gonna take your title. That match would be very good. Honestly,
that's exactly my theory. What I was thinking, like,
yeah,
because Roman cost Brock the match this year, you could do the same at the Rumble next year.
yeah,
Have Brock cost Bobby the title against Roman, and then later on you could have Bobby come out and interfere with Brock in the Royal Rumble match and take out Brock, or just come out and they can have like a big ass brawl and they could just fight through the crowd and shit like that.
yeah,
Something like that where it gets like real personal. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's that was my thought process and what I would do with that. But as far as the theory, how did you feel about his cash in? What were your thoughts about that?
Oh, man, I was very confused because I was like, wait, this is only for a world title. They've only done it for a world title, and they always say you can get it for a world title, but then they gave it to the mid card title. At first, I mean, I had faith in Triple H because long-term storytelling, and I do feel like the belt. I feel like the briefcase was kind of an anchor on Theory because
Definitely.
you have to cash in on Roman at some point, and nobody was beating Roman. And I was just kind of like, my thought process was like, just get it on Roman, get it over with, and move on with Theory. But they did something that has never been done before. But then Theory lost. So I kind of thought like, damn, he went after a title he already won, which was a mid-card title, and then he lost the opportunity. So I was like, man, it kind of makes him look stupid, makes him look a little weak. But, at the end of the day, it's going to be better for him in the long run. So when it happened, I thought it was really stupid. But I think in the long run, I think we're going to look back at this and be like, that was probably the best case scenario for Austin Theory.
So I'm still not a fan of the Money in the Bank cash in personally. I don't think they buried Austin Theory or anything like that.
No.
I think he's definitely going to be fine, but it just didn't. I don't know. I guess they did it so he could show more aggression about him losing the briefcase, but the cash in just didn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
Number one, it was an open challenge where he could literally just went out to the ring and just got the U.S. title match for free because it was an open challenge. Like, he didn't have to cash in. It was literally an open challenge where anybody could accept the open challenge. And then on top of that, had Seth beat, and then Lashley took him out, and then he lost the match. And I just feel like they could have did that exact same thing by having him cash in on Roman and just having Roman beat for the title, because the Money in the Bank was never created for mid-card titles. They literally created the briefcase to create stars and future world champions in the WWE. It happened with Edge, happened with Rob Van Dam, CM Punk. Most people in the beginning who won Money in the Bank had never been the world champion, and when they cashed in, they finally got to be the world champion, and it helped elevate. Like Edge, that helped elevate him as a main event star. Like when he cashed in Money in the Bank, the rest was history for him. He was no longer in the mid card. He was a main event star after that forever. CM Punk the exact same way. Rob Van Dam, like I said, won his first world title with Money in the Bank. Even with Jack Swagger, even though his world title run wasn't that great, like they had potential or they had hope for his, his run as champion. I mean, like they had him cash in, he became the world champion. I just felt like they could have just had him cash in on Roman and just had Roman beat him. I think that would have been okay. Or even like they teased him cashing on the NXT title. I actually did dislike that. I would have had him cash in and beat Braun Breaker to become NXT champion, even though he would have went back down to NXT. I feel like if you would have had him cash in on Braun Breaker and become NXT champion, the way they're pushing Theory now as his character, you could have did that with him as NXT champion, and you could have made him the top heel in NXT, the face of NXT for a while.
Kind of what he should have been, honestly, in NXT.
Didn't have to be down there. It didn't have to be down there long. It could have been down there for a while and came back up to the main roster where he would have been more serious and more taken, I think, serious as a heel by fans, because the whole selfie thing was just like, it wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? The whole selfie gimmick was a little bit too goofy for me. I think Triple H has a vision of what he sees Austin Theory as a heel compared to what Vince McMahon did.
Yeah.
Two different type of scenarios. The briefcase was an anchor on him, though, because I still don't understand the logic that Vince had by it, because he made Roman double champ at WrestleMania, and then he had Theory win the briefcase when he wasn't originally in the match. So it's like, would he have? I don't believe he would have had Theory cash in on Roman and beat Roman for the championship. No. I don't know. I don't think he saw Theory at that type of level. I could be wrong, but I personally just don't see it in my head.
But then we have to June next year. Isn't that when he won the briefcase? In June?
But there are rumors though that Triple H will be bringing Money in the Bank back to WrestleMania next year.
Oh, I mean, you could have had 2 Money in the Bank because, you could have had that. Well, I have it because he does have a calendar year. It doesn't
Yeah.
say anything about another, you know, another Money in the Bank holder. So you could have still had that. And then there are 2 belts. I think that would have created a little bit more drama. And I think Theory could have honestly cashed in on the guy who beat Roman Reigns if you wanted to go there out, if he was ready by that time. But also the Money in the Bank, like they literally have a year to develop Austin Theory and make him world championship material. So that's another reason why it was really an anchor on Austin, because sometimes it takes more than a year to make someone a world champion. You can't just like push somebody like that. And I know what Vince was trying to do. He's trying to make him like this generation's Randy Orton because he was so young. But I just really think he needed more time. He won the United States Championship, which was really, really nice, really good for him. Then he dropped it. But I think he hasn't had like his how Orton had Mick Foley. He hasn't had that feud yet. That feud that established him as okay, this kid is going to be a world champion in the future. There's a lot of people who can probably see it, but just don't believe it because like he hasn't been taken seriously. But I think under Triple H, I think Austin is going to have that feud, that Mick Foley feud that makes him, everyone be like, okay, we see it now. We can accept it more when he becomes a world champion.
Shout out to David, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thank you for coming through in the chat on Twitch. I don't know, man. I just feel like it was. I kind of feel the same way with Austin Theory's briefcase, the same way about Liv Morgan. Like they won Money in the Bank. I feel like and I don't know, Liv Morgan winning Money in the Bank was cool, but they had her cash in at the wrong time because she cashed in on Ronda, and then she has to go up against Ronda, and they hadn't developed Liv Morgan's character yet, where she could be a legit contender as world champion. They kind of rushed it. I felt like Austin Theory winning the briefcase kind of felt rushed, kind of like the Randy Orton situation. Like Randy Orton won the world title at 24, but he only had it for like a month because he wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying at that time frame. So I feel the future is still bright for Austin Theory. I just feel like with this cash in, there's different scenarios they could have done to make it better, where he still could have been this. Like I said, he could have cashed in on Roman and still been serious afterwards the way he is. He could have won the NXT championship from Braun Breaker and still been serious like after that. Like, I'm not by the selfie thing. I'm not that guy no more. Like I'm world champion now. You feel me? Like I'm top level material. Like this, the way they I don't know, Money in the Bank cashing on the mid card title and then losing. It just, I don't know.
That was kind of an L. Looking back at it, pause, but it is what it is.
It was a bad look for me personally. I do think the future is so bright for Austin Theory. He's still so young, has so much more talent. Who's that one big feud though that you think he could have long term with somebody on the roster right now that you think could help elevate him up? There aren't many legends there right now. Randy Orton's out with the injury. Edge is gone right now, but Edge could possibly maybe.
I think Edge could be that guy. Not necessarily a long feud, but a match I would like to see at Mania. I know a lot of people probably going to disagree with me, but it makes sense looking back at last year's Mania. I think Austin Theory versus Stone Cold would be perfect for Austin Theory. Have Theory beat Stone Cold because he got stunnered last year. I know everyone wants to see Stone Cold in John Cena. That would be cool. But honestly, if Logan Paul's going to face John Cena, then just have Stone Cold put over Austin Theory, because I honestly, if you're going to have Stone Cold come back, I feel like he should put somebody over who's going to be the future. Obviously, you have to build Theory as a credible opponent for Stone Cold, and if you can do that in 4 months, however long we have till Mania, that's good. But I think that'd be a good feud. It'd be short because it's Mania, and they probably wouldn't start it till probably February or whatever. But I think Austin getting that big win over Stone Cold, I think that would be something to make him legit.
I haven't heard that one yet. It's the first time I've heard that. Austin versus Theory. I mean, I've heard Theory versus Cena. Honestly, I don't know if I really want to see that though. I just can't buy Austin Theory and John Cena. Like Austin Theory doesn't feel on the Cena level to me. Like even if he beat Cena, I don't know. He just doesn't feel like that to me yet. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I would much rather see Cena. I would much rather see Austin in Theory. I mean, I could get into that. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I could buy that more because Stone Cold's old. He's not in his
Yeah,
prime. He's not in his. He's like 57 years old. He's not in his prime anymore. Even though Cena's not in his prime anymore, but Cena still has a lot left in the tank than Stone
yeah,
Cold does. I mean, like just still a lot
yeah.
left in the tank. Cena. Cena's been putting guys over like Roman.
Oh my God, yeah,
Right, like those are top level material guys right there in the company right now who are established. You know what I mean? Austin Theory needs to get established, and him beating Cena would definitely help elevate Austin Theory. But I just don't know if I could buy into it. You know what I mean? I don't know if I feel like Austin Theory is at that level. Him beating Stone Cold, I could buy that, like I said, because Stone Cold is a lot older and he's past his prime, and he's not like it's not a match that I would expect to be long.
yeah.
Because his match with Kevin Owens this year, it wasn't long, but it was entertaining.
It
got
yeah.
to the point. It got to the point. And Theory beating Austin could be a big deal. It could kind of be like the wrong, like when Baron Corbin beat Kurt Angle and retired Kurt Angle, but they never capitalized on that momentum.
No, they
like,
didn't. No,
they literally just had Baron Corbin retire Kurt Angle, and then like they didn't capitalize on that opportunity for Baron Corbin. Like if they had Austin Theory retire Austin, they got to use that momentum for Austin. You know what I mean? Like that's a big deal. Like they got to use momentum for that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I like to see that.
That's interesting. So Seth wins. What's next for Seth then as champion?
Let's see who you got. You could do Ali.
He has to feud with Ali.
Yeah, that would be, and it'd be a face versus face feud, but they would have a very good match. They would have a very good match.
You think Ali's the one to beat Rollins for the belt?
I feel like Rollins should drop it at Mania, to be honest, if he's not facing Roman.
To who? To Ali or somebody else?
Let's see who we got. Let's see.
You got Ali with Johnny Gargano, maybe?
Oh, that would be a very good match. That'd be let's see, it could be Gargano, or if he's back in time, Ciampa. If he's back in time.
Ciampa would be a good option. Not a bad option.
Honestly, anybody Kevin Owens?
No.
Nah. I feel like Kevin, I want to see him do something with Sammy at Mania.
How would you feel about Logan Paul? What do you think about that? The US title.
Seth versus Logan Paul would be very good. Logan Paul's US champion.
Assuming that Logan Paul is there though as champion. Like he's there.
As a US champion.
Like he would be on TV though. Like assuming that he would be on TV.
He would be every week.
Yeah, every week on TV.
I can get behind Logan Paul on TV every week as champion, but beating Seth Rollins,
I mean, why not though? I mean, it would help Logan Paul out. I mean,
it would help Logan Paul out.
I would see him going against Roman. He can't be Roman.
No, he can't. No.
Roman's just on a different level. Seth Rollins, I feel like I know some people probably wouldn't like it because it's Logan Paul and it's Seth Rollins, but it's like I feel like Seth Rollins at this age in his career will always be in a good position no matter what. Like there's nothing you can do to bury Seth Rollins to me. Like Seth Rollins losing or winning, he's still gonna be fine. He lost to Cody Rhodes 3 times in a row, and he's still Seth Rollins. You know what I mean? He's still fine. Like he literally, if you think about it, he lost to Cody Rhodes 3 times, but not only that, he lost to Cody Rhodes for a 3rd time when he had one arm.
Yeah,
and it was a Hell in a Cell match. Like Seth Rollins had all the advantage. It was inside of a Hell in a Cell, and dude had a legit injury where he had one arm in the match.
Yeah.
Like he literally fight with one arm and he lost. So I feel like Seth Rollins is always in a good position at this stage in his career, no matter what. I know a lot of people will probably lose their minds because, like I said, it's Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I think people still don't look at Logan Paul as a wrestler. He's still a YouTuber. He's still a content creator. You know what I mean? Like Seth Rollins is an actual gifted, one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler of this generation. You know that he's in. I mean, so I understand people would shit on it. I understand people would be upset about it, but I mean, I'm just on the idea of it out there. Say Logan Paul is actually around on TV as the U.S. champion. I would be
from a business and marketing perspective. That's genius. I mean, you got social media sensation on your TV holding one of your belts every week. That's genius. That's instant money. That's instant views. So, I mean, from business side of things, that would make total sense.
I think I would have Rollins drop to Gargano though.
No, yeah, I think Gargano would be such a great mid-card champion. I think Johnny on the main roster as a mid-carder could be legitimately legendary. He's good at chasing a world title, but holding it,
he was never good.
He's just not really good. He's like one of those guys that can chase it for a year, but then get it and lose it in like 3 months. If it's a world title, but I think as a mid-card title, I think he would like make it the work rate title, kind of like what Rollins is doing now, and he could have bangers with Ciampa and Ali and whoever else is on in the mid card. I think Johnny would be a fantastic U.S. champion.
All right, let's get to the next match. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor right here, man. 1-on-1. OC versus Judgment Day. What's your thoughts on this, man? I'll let you go first.
So OC lost that crown at Crown Jewel, right?
They did.
They just because WWE just put out a very good video of Dominic invading his father's house.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's still probably his house, but I mean,
yeah.
It was pretty funny how they did that.
That was, and then Ray just puts on his mask casually.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. They had kids in the back. I don't know who's kids.
That was really cool, man. That was actually really, really dope to see that. I don't know. They could I would say keep the momentum going with the OC, but I think a loss for the OC, or the momentum going for Judgment Day, but I think a loss for the OC here wouldn't do them much justice. I think AJ gets the win. Bunch of shenanigans at ringside. They got Mia Yim now, so I think they're going to kind of figured out the Rhea Ripley problem. So I'm gonna go AJ Styles. It's going to be very good, especially because there's
another reason I think the women's match could be in the main event, because if Mia Yim and Rhea are going to be involved in this match, I would assume it has to be before War Games. Like after War Games, they're going to be already done. You know what I mean? Like they're going to go to war. So from that perspective, how they're going to be able to come out and interfere. I definitely think the OC needs a piece of the pie, though. They definitely need. I think AJ wins here, and they continue the feud with the OC and the Judgment Day. Eventually, I'm expecting the big 8-man tag.
Yeah,
the 8 mix tag.
Yeah,
with Mia and Rhea involved.
I hope they just have intergender, like they just drop the whole guys have to fight the guys, gals. I want to see Mia squaring up with Finn Balor and Rhea facing AJ Styles. I want to see Rhea hoist AJ Styles across the ring. I think that would be the funniest thing.
They used to have stuff like that, man. They used to have those intergender. I don't know if you remember back in 2003, they did a intergender match. It was Christian and Chris Jericho versus Lita and Trish.
Oh yeah, I thought you were going to talk about Vince and Steph.
They did that too. I mean, they did Vince and Steph, the father versus daughter match. But I want to see more of like I want to see more interaction like that too. But I want to see the man like get physical with the women a little bit. Like I want to see like have like Dominic give like Mia Yim a DDT or something. You know what I mean?
I mean. I know the reason why they don't do it because of sponsors, but I never questioned why they didn't hit Rhea. Like, bro, she's like your size or bigger. Like, you don't like.
They did one a couple years ago. Remember they had Baron Corbin gave Becky Lynch the end of days.
That was really
match. And he got a lot of heat for that too. People were like, oh shit, like that was cool. That was cool.
That was really cool. I mean, they do it, but when they do the men and women, it's always on some goofy stuff like James Ellsworth or Reggie. It never really like seriously did it, and I get it because like the sponsors and all that, and I think they have a deal with Mattel that doesn't allow them to do it. But I mean, we live in different times. I'm body quality, what it equal rights and equal lefts. Like, let's do it, bro. Like Rhea and AJ, that would be. I mean, in all seriousness, Rhea and AJ would be a very good match. That's a very good.
If Finn's gonna like, if they do like the big 8 tag match, they should do something where like Finn gives Mia Yim the coup de grace or something like that.
Dude, I would love to see that.
Like, Rhea can take it. And then like Rhea picks up the victory. Like that'd be cool to see.
That'd be awesome, man.
They don't have to do it to the extreme, but like I want to see. I'm with you. I want to definitely see more intergender stuff.
I'm just trying to see
more interactions with the men and women in the ring. I think it could be super entertaining. Like you said, imagine like AJ and Rhea stare down. But I don't know if they would have AJ do something with Rhea. Just because he's a babyface, but like, give her the Styles Clash, something like that. Like, have her give her the Styles Clash. You'd be like, man, forget about it. Styles Clash.
Right, just forget it. Like,
or hit her with a phenomenal form. Like it could be like a campaign.
Or you could honestly, Luke Gallows and Rhea Ripley. Like, man, that's a slugfest waiting to happen. Like, that'd be dope.
But I think, what do you think the whole Judgment Day and Edge storyline is over with now, or do you think that still continues because the way it ended at Extreme Rules?
Well, I feel like Beth Phoenix needs some retribution.
But Beth is with Edge though too. So
so you could do. I think like they did at the Royal Rumble. I think it was last year. No, that was No, that was a Royal Rumble. Mixed tag, I think you have Edge and Beth versus Dominic and Rhea. I think that would be a decent match. Or you could just do Rhea versus Beth. Like that's a match that I know a lot of people want to see, including myself. I think that's the only tie that Edge really has left with the Judgment Day. I think the WrestleMania feud for Judgment Day is going to revolve around Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Whether Edge is in Rey's corner or not depends on what they have Edge do at WrestleMania. But I think he has one last gripe, and that's Beth Phoenix. But then once that's over, I think Edge is officially done. I need him to be done with Judgment Day. They've been feuding for months, and he's gone away, then he's come back, then he's gone away again, then he's come back. It's kind of getting repetitive. I'm like, I get it, bro. You wanna take down Judgment Day, but like you only got so many years left. You're gonna have to fight someone else, like fight Owens or Gargano for me, bro. Like,
I think I definitely think Dom and Ray possibly will have a match at WrestleMania. I don't know if the Edge still. I don't know. I just can't, like, storyline wise. I don't see how it makes sense for Edge just to, like, move on. What happened after Extreme Rules? Like, they literally they took out his wife. You know what I mean? So I definitely think Beth will have something to do with it. She'll get involved. I definitely could see a Rhea and Beth match. Maybe at WrestleMania. Maybe Beth steps up and say, you know what, Edge, I got it. I'm gonna take care of Rhea. I don't need your own whatever. I want to see WrestleMania. What I want to see is John Cena versus Edge. That's what I want to see.
Oh yeah. Talked about that. Yeah. That'd be. Yeah, you said Hell in a Cell, right?
I would prefer it to be in a Hell in a Cell match because it's their last feud. Edge would have to be heel though, but I mean, it would be their last match. It would make sense because of the storyline of the Bad Blood that has been going on between the years in the storyline. I mean, if you go back to the timeline, Edge first world title happened when he cashed in on Cena. You know what I'm saying? And then John Cena took the title back like 3 weeks later. Edge slapped Cena's dad in his home. John Cena threw Edge in that lake.
Oh my god,
there was so much like.
They don't do feuds like they did it back then, man. Like they don't, like, when you think about it, bro, no one has, like, there's very few people who have arch rivals like that these days. Like, I can probably count on one hand the amount of people in WWE that have arch rivals. Man, that feud was legendary. But yeah, I want to see that feud, man. Like,
and then you look at this. I mean, they had the match in Massachusetts at SummerSlam where Cena lost by Edge cheating to win, and then they had the TLC match when Cena
Toronto
gave him the FU off the ladder through 2 tables. They had the last man standing match, and I just feel like Hell in a Cell would be the perfect way to end it, especially if they're going to drop the Hell in a Cell gimmick pay-per-view next year. The gimmick pay-per-views. Hell in a Cell was used more for like to end personal storylines. So I feel like that would be a really good thing to happen with this story. So I would prefer it to be in Hell in a Cell. I can understand if they don't do it in the Hell in a Cell because if they don't do a Hell in a Cell, but I would really want to see Edge versus John Cena next year at WrestleMania. It's crazy and criminal to me that they've never had a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. Like they've never faced at WrestleMania. And
they never had that like match, unless their match at Backlash, but they never had that match to like end the feud. Just kind of happened to be their last match, big match that they had. And then Edge, unfortunately had to retire. But I think this will be like a good way to wrap up that story because like I know Edge coming back to work with younger talent is like one of the reasons he is like it's good for him to come back, but also like you have a chance to wrap up, some feuds. Like he got to do his thing with Randy Orton, and now he gets to like finally wrap this thing up with John Cena that could have been wrapped up like 10 years ago. But that'd be a very, very fun WrestleMania match, very nostalgic. The story would be very good. In-ring work would be very solid because it's 2 vets. And to see Edge and John Cena, like I know a lot of people don't talk about this factor, but like Edge is in literally the best shape of his life. To see him across from John Cena like that, that's
nobody ever thought that would happen again.
Yeah, and like Edge is in, oh my god, he's in phenomenal shape too. So like that match, just visually would just be really cool to see.
I think it needs to happen at least one. It needs to happen one more time. I mean, the fact that it could happen one last time, I think would be great to see happen. Like I said, we've never had a legit ending to that story where you just have that. If you one winner, one loser, and it doesn't hurt either guy to take the loss. Edge is already in the Hall of Fame. John Cena will be in the Hall of Fame. They're both legends. Like John Cena's not going to get buried by losing to Edge, and Edge isn't going to get buried by losing to John Cena. Like it's a win-win situation, and I feel
you could literally flip a coin.
I feel like with the stuff that Cena has done, I feel like he does need another big win under his belt because the matches that he's been having since he's been coming back, he's been losing. And
Yeah.
at this stage in his career, it's right for him to come back and put over Roman Reigns because he's the face of the company now, and putting over Bray to get that justice that he didn't get, back at WrestleMania 30. Cool, but like, you don't just want to have John Cena continue to come back, continue to lose all the time because
He loses
one,
his seat.
that's gonna piss a lot of the Cena fans off, and
Yeah.
number two, like, I don't want to say it devalues Cena's steam, but it's like I don't think people would care much anymore if he just comes back and he continues to lose, because all right, he's going to lose again. Like, you know what I mean, like, and I know John Cena won a lot when he was around. He's won more matches than anybody in WWE history. But it's like you got to have him you got to have him come back and win matches that he can win, and beating somebody like Edge, he could beat Edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he's done before. So.
That's a match that he could legit win, and it would be okay. So I just feel like Edge versus Cena would just be money, but. As far as Styles and Balor, I think Styles wins. I don't know how much Judgment Day and OC will get involved in this. I mean, I'm expecting Gallows and Anderson and Priest and Dom to be out there, but I don't know about the women because they will be in War Games, depending on if this will be before or after. So I'm not sure exactly how much they'll be involved in this, but this possibly could be match of the night. I know War Games matches are going to steal the show, but like. This right here,
be very good.
Remember that match they had back at TLC?
Yeah, bro, that match was crazy, and it wasn't even supposed to happen.
Yeah, that was Demon Finn too.
Yeah, I honestly thought he was going to bring it back on Raw because he said something about the devil, and I was like, "He's going to bring the demon?" But that was crazy times. That was a very good match.
This right here, Bianca Belair, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim, and a mystery partner versus Damage Control, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. Now, we are recording this before SmackDown tomorrow. We do not know who the mystery partner is as of yet. So tomorrow, if people end up watching, seeing this later down the future, the mystery partner may be revealed, assuming that they'll reveal it tomorrow on SmackDown, because Bianca said on Raw, wait till you find out see who our fifth member is this Friday on SmackDown. So I'm assuming they're probably going to announce it on SmackDown. I've heard different rumors, though. I've heard, like, somebody will get taken out of this match, and then a big return will happen at Survivor Series. Maybe I could see that happening. So what do you? First off, let's talk about the mystery partner. Who do you think it'll be, and who do you want it to be? So we'll separate the two.
Okay.
Who do you think it'll be? But who would you want it to be?
Man, for the longest time, I thought it was. I would say Candice LeRae because Damage Control took her out. Yeah. Nikki Cross. The last match she had as Nikki ASH was against Candice, but I've heard Becky's healed. Like she's good for a comeback. I've heard rumors about that. And they pushed the return. I think they pushed it back. I thought we were going to get the return on Raw, but we're getting it tomorrow. I'm gonna go Becky. I think it's going to be Becky. I think it makes sense for her and Bianca because they're friends now. Who would I want it to be? I want it to be Sasha. I mean, it's Boston. I'm gonna say this. I think if they don't reveal it tomorrow, I will. If I had money like to put on it, I say it would be Sasha if they don't reveal it tomorrow. And I want it to be Sasha. It's Boston. She has a history with Bayley. She has a history with Bianca as well. But I want it to be Sasha. But I think it'll be Becky. I think the safer bet is probably Candice, but the other safe bet is Becky.
Yeah, Candice doesn't have that star appeal though yet.
Yeah.
Like Becky and Sasha does. I think it'll be Becky. I would love for it to be Sasha. So I've heard a theory out there that people were saying that they think Alexa Bliss will be taken out before this match. Maybe because like they can tease about like the whole Bray Wyatt stuff with her.
Yeah.
So she'll be taken out before the match. And then Becky will be announced Friday and Sasha will come out Saturday. As far as like the last member,
he said Alexa doesn't seem to be like all there. She doesn't seem to be like as invested as she was like a week prior, and like you could see it in that promo. She didn't. I was wondering if like she just something happened before she walked through the curtain because
I felt it too.
Yeah, something happened because that happens sometimes. Sometimes you get shaken up and it happens to everybody. So I was like, you good, Alexa? Like she's not. Her delivery was like really flat, and I was like, she good. And then Corey brought it up, so I was like, okay, maybe it's part of a story. So I could see maybe Liv attacks Alexa because there's been a lot of links between Liv Morgan and Alexa. And then there's also links between Bray Wyatt and Alexa. So maybe Bray uses Liv Morgan to get to Alexa. So maybe she gets taken out. I would love that. I mean, that is a dream scenario.
That's
that would
crazy. That'd be crazy right there if that actually happened.
That would be very good. Because it is Boston too. So like for Sasha to come back in her hometown after all this time. I mean, people have been waiting on it for a long time anyway. But then to have that.
Okay, just throwing out different scenarios. Let's see what you think. Like different great scenarios. Say that does happen. Say Becky comes back Friday. She's the 5th member. Saturday, Alexa gets taken out by Liv Morgan, like you said, because Liv is with Bray or whatever. Sasha comes out. She's the 5th member. But what if Naomi came back that same night and she cost Sasha the match at Survivor Series? Like she helped them lose that match.
There's only one way I will accept this, and that's Naomi joins the Bloodline. Like that's the only way I'm going to accept.
Yeah, maybe she does. Maybe she does.
Because I mean, it makes sense because a lot of.
Okay, here's my thought about it though. The reason she does that though is because everybody's talking about Sasha coming back and they want Sasha. Nobody's talking about Naomi. She's going too. Like nobody's been saying like, hey. I mean, some people. I'm not saying everybody has, but majority of people have been like, hey, we want Sasha Banks back. We're Sasha Banks. Naomi isn't getting that same type of buzz that Sasha's getting. So storyline wise in her head, she's like, oh wow, like y'all forgetting about me, or like y'all don't appreciate me, like Sasha. Okay, well, you know what? Let me. I'm gonna take matters to my own hands. I'm gonna do something great. Like I'm not saying that'll happen. That just popped in my head like literally as we speak right now. I'm not even saying that'll happen, but like just throwing that idea in that scenario out here. What if that?
I mean,
went down.
You could even add to that. Naomi got a lot of flack when they walked out, but I think she got a lot of flack because she was attached to Sasha, and usually Sasha gets a lot of that flack, and you could even use that. Like I used to be in the good graces of this company, but because I decided to stick with you, I'm now villainized because of everything that you do. So I think, I mean, only if she joined the Bloodline. I wouldn't want to see heel Naomi by herself.
No, she got to be.
She's got to be with the Blood. And it just makes sense. It's something that we've wanted for a very long time. It just never happened.
What if she did that? She cost Sasha the match, and they lost. And after the match is over with, you see the vision of Sasha like in the ring, like selling it, and then Naomi walks up the ramp, and the Bloodline comes out of the ramp. Like they come out like after the match is over with, and they kind of like look at Naomi and they all throw up the ones to like and like,
series. I would love that.
Crazy.
I would love that. Yeah,
that would be insane.
That would be a very nice way to end the show. And yeah, I think the Bloodlines needed female representation for a while now.
They got a bunch of dudes in there, and plus Sammy's not going to be in there forever. So I mean,
and they've dominated, the tag team division, dominated the main event. Time to dominate the women's division. I mean, and that you say that SmackDown needs, more stars. What better way to make a star in the quickest way? I mean, Naomi's already a star, but you can build her up even more.
She's a star, but the whole fill in the glow gimmick. That expired. I feel like if she was in the Bloodline, they could really push her to be like main event level world champion material. Like I think that would help elevate and boost her career up like tremendously.
Oh yeah, she needs that. Yeah, attaching her to the Bloodline would be a very, very good thing for her career.
Connection's bugging right now, yo.
No clothes on for so long. Putting her in the Bloodline would be very, very good for her career.
I think that would be OP. Like that would be like extremely OP right there. That would be insane to see.
I mean, what better group to OP than the Bloodline? I mean, they're already OP, to be honest. They got 5 guys. So I mean, just keep adding to it. I mean, it's not like it'll be like NWO and like implode on itself. I think Naomi would be the last member that you add. But it would do wonders for her, and her versus Sasha feuding with the Bloodline like that. That's a very good scenario. That's a very, very good story.
What about the winner here, man? Who do you got winning this match? There's so many scenarios that we talked about. So
it's very, very many scenarios.
Alexa doesn't get taken out. I could maybe see Alexa turning on them in the match, and then something happens. I could also maybe see Rhea Ripley pinning Bianca so she gets the next title shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Team Bianca for the win, though. I feel like if it's strictly just going to be her and Becky's like, there's no Sasha, none of that stuff, none of that crazy stuff that we talked about. If it's just Becky, I think Team Bianca will win. Especially if it'll be the main event, and then I could see like maybe Sasha comes out after the match, something like that.
Yeah, that could be Sasha after the match. That could be something. You know, you give people a little tease, and then close the show. People come back for more. I'm gonna go Bianca. I think they're gonna keep building her up till Mania, because she's gonna have a huge Mania match. I'm gonna go Bianca. She'll probably get the pin on Bayley. I think Bianca winning would do really well do good for her, and especially if Becky's coming back. Can't really see Becky coming back and losing. And of course, unless this is the scenario we talked about, but I think it's a good way, send the fans home happy. If it is the main event, I got Bianca.
So many crazy scenarios we just talked about right there. Like,
I know.
Not saying any of that stuff will come true, but like the thought and idea of that stuff, you know what I mean? Like possibly, maybe coming to a factor, I think would be like,
oh my God,
mind blowing. You know what I mean?
I just want to see Sasha and Becky back. That's literally all I want. That'll make me happy.
Yeah. Are you big Becky fan too?
Not big Becky fan, but I like Becky.
Well, out of the four horsewomen, who's your favorites, like ranking?
Sasha.
Sasha won.
Sasha won. There's no disrespect towards Charlotte. I think Charlotte is very, very good. But if I'm ranking her in the likeness of like the four horsewomen, she's like 3 or 4. I think I never really ranked the four horsewomen, but I know Sasha's my favorite.
As far as your favorites, like just your favorites, I'm saying. Not saying like the
best. No. I like Sasha. I used to not like Bayley, but I mean, ever since her heel turn, like during the pandemic, like she's been absolutely phenomenal. Becky's great as well. I'm not going to say like she's boring, she fell off or anything. I'm just not feeling the man as much, or big times Bex or whatever she wants to call herself, as much as I was in 2018, but she's still very good. Like her promo game is top notch. Like she's very good. And then Charlotte. Charlotte's great. I mean, they're all phenomenal wrestlers, and Charlotte gets a lot of hate, and I know why, but I will never like say she's terrible. Like she's very good.
I think it's more my issue with Charlotte is the way they book her. You know?
Oh yeah,
it's mainly her booking. Like
for
that stretch of period of time, she was winning the championships that didn't have any storyline appeal to it. Like they basically were just giving her the championship just to rack up her nods for more championship wins and reigns that she would have on her record. Like she hasn't. If you look at the four horsewomen, I feel like Charlotte hasn't had a lengthy, legendary, memorable championship run. Like Bayley had one 2020 when she was women's champion, or 2019, 2020. Sasha had one with her last SmackDown Women's Championship. Yeah. Becky had one for a year when she became the man. Like Charlotte hasn't had that. She's missing that. She's had so many world title wins, but most of them have lasted. Sometimes they've lasted for weeks. Sometimes they've lasted for a couple of months, and then she wins them back and then drops them again, like in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Like she hasn't had that legendary championship run like Bayley, Sasha, or Becky have. I feel like she needs that. Plus, with their character, like when Charlotte comes back, I want to see something different from her character. Like, I want to see like something different, face paint or something, like something different. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like
they're holding back for some reason. Ironically, it's like they're holding back on Charlotte Flair.
You think so?
They're not letting her be like, they're limiting her to like, oh, she's like the super, like the Roman Reigns of the women's division, which isn't bad, but like I feel like that's such a bland characteristic. They're not giving her anything to grow. Like her motivations, I mean, yeah, win the championships, get the money, prove I'm the best, but like why? Besides being the best, is there maybe there's a hole she's trying to fill? Maybe it's just kind of flat in a way, and it's kind of just been kind of one way for Charlotte for a very long time, and she hasn't had like those convoluted characteristics that makes a character so intriguing. Something like Becky, I mean, she just got slept on for so long that she just had enough. She snapped, and then she became the man, and then she kind of was like not a good guy, a good guy at the same time. And that's what made her so appealing. Sasha, she's got like the attitude, and Bailey, like she went from this nice girl to like this like just cocky like heel and laughing and all that stuff. And Charlotte, she's just kind of been the same. She just kind of always said, I'm genetically superior. I'm the best. I'm a Flair. Woo.
The queen.
Yeah, I'm the queen. And it's like, okay, that's great. But like, I feel like there needs to be something deeper with Charlotte Flair. Yeah, a little bit more spice. I mean, it's worked, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, but you're just kind of scratching the surface, and you're just, checking the boxes that need to be checked. You're not really stretching her and really showing the world how good she truly can be. But obviously Trips and her are cool. It's Charlotte Flair. I don't think him and Rick are cool anymore, but I know him and Charlotte got to be cool. So I'm pretty sure they could brainstorm, come up with something really nice for Charlotte. But yeah, I think you're right. I don't know what that different is for Charlotte, just because it's been the same thing for so long, but she definitely needs something different.
She needs a new gimmick, a new look, whether it be her coming back with new hair or her putting on a mask, a face, something different. I'm saying like she needs something different, a part of her gimmick. She comes back, new theme entrance. You know what I mean? Like she comes back and she's never, as far as I can believe, she's never took a break like this either, like a lengthy break.
No.
From the WWE where she's been gone off TV for a minute. You know what I mean? So it's like, and like I said, once again, people aren't really talking about her comeback like that either. People talking about Sasha. You know what I mean? Like she needs something more, like something more like something that can add on to her gimmick. You know what I mean? Or something
man. She needs layers.
Something that can fish people in and intrigue people. We're like, oh, like this is a different Charlotte. Like we haven't seen this out of Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like maybe I can get invested into this, because I think the main thing with people with Charlotte is that I don't think a lot of people would dislike her. People know she's great. They have to know she's great. It's just more of how they book her. Like them adding her into the main event of WrestleMania. Like why? She didn't need to be there. Like Becky and Ronda. Like Becky and Ronda would have sold that match perfectly by themselves. Becky Lynch was the most over superstar in the company. Ronda Rousey at the time. She was top notch, top heel. Like that's all they needed. Just to throw Charlotte in there, like they didn't need to have her in that. You know what I mean? Like she didn't need that moment. I think reasons like that is that people have issues with Charlotte. It's because of how they book her situation. Like they feel like they're giving her too much sauce. You know what I mean? Like giving her a little bit too much. I feel like she needs something different with her gimmick when she comes back. Like I said, whether it be a change in the hair color, face paint, a mask, different gear, different themes, something. Like she needs something different where different catchphrase, like I feel like she needs, like you said, Bailey was one of the most over baby faces, and then she became one of the most hated heels. Sasha Banks has always had swagger and cockiness to her gimmick, whether she was a baby face or a heel. She has that appeal to her, you know what I mean? Yeah. And Becky, she was always good, but she was slept on and flushed down the toilet for a minute. But then when she turned on Charlotte and everything, she became the man. And now she's like, people were saying like she was a modern Stone Cold and shit like that.
Yeah, like, bro, that was crazy.
Like, she was like she had something, you know what I mean? She had something. What Charlotte needs is a flair. Like she needs, like her last name is Flair. She needs some flair.
Yeah.
Like she needs something where people can really be invested into her enough to want to support her enough, just based off of her gimmicks and her matches and stuff. Like a lot of people, I just feel like have issues with the way she's being booked.
Yeah.
That's my thought process on it though. You think you think you may get any big returns or anything at Survivor Series? Any big surprises?
Like at the show itself?
Yeah. If I had to guess one, I'm gonna say Charlotte and Sasha.
Yeah, Charlotte probably. Probably Sasha and Charlotte. But I can't really I feel like everyone that is coming, like it was rumored to come back, or that I can think of wanting to come back, has already come back. And like the other ones, like The Rock, that's not going to happen till like Royal Rumble. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really see any other returns that need to happen besides Charlotte and Sasha. I think that's about it.
All right. Well, we gave our Survivor Series predictions, man. Hopefully tomorrow on SmackDown we'll figure out some more stuff about War Games before actually Saturday. So make sure you guys subscribe to the Twitch and YouTube channel Narcolepsy194. Or also you can check me out on Instagram Narcolepsy194, all social media platforms. Appreciate you for coming through doing the predictions.
Yes, sir.
I might be doing a little watch along too. I'm trying to figure that out and get that together. So I might be doing a little watch along for Survivor Series.
I'll be at work, man. I won't come home till like the main event. So,
man.
Well, I get that money, bro.
You gotta stay away from the spoilers, man. You gotta stay away from the spoilers.
Oh yeah, no, I'll probably delete Instagram when I get there. So stay off TikTok too.
Yeah, stay away. I mean, you don't have to delete Instagram. You just gotta stay off social media. You know, just don't.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I gotta silence some notifications while I'm at work.
Make sure you don't go off social media. But much happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you guys have a great holiday. Much love, much respect to everybody for coming through. Thank you guys for coming through in the chat and interacting. Saw most of the comments in here, and make sure you guys go subscribe and check out his social media stuff too. Make sure you guys go check out his social medias, and thank you guys for coming through to the next stream.
Yes, sir.